Hey guys, welcome to yet another interesting segment on Home Truth Nigeria Q&A segment, episode 40. This is where I'll be answering relationship questions on Nigerian men. So for those of you who are new to my channel, this is a segment where I get to answer questions that I think I should answer after much filter. Okay, without wasting time, let us go. So a lady said, define respect because that can be defined differently from person to person. Seems to me respect is code word for do whatever I want. So here's the thing. When a Nigerian man says respect or you don't respect me, Nigerian man in one area is looking at peace. If you respect him, he would have peace. And given that the Nigerian man is looking at peace that comes with respect from one area, he's telling you three things. One, he wants the literal peace, basically like let's don't fight, don't argue, we don't need to make drama, let's just live in peace. Or don't disturb my parole. Basically, he's telling you, look, do not spy on me. Don't investigate me. Don't check my phone. Avoid my social media. Don't track me on your phone. Don't listen to my messages. Don't just, try to disrespect me by taking away my peace. Or he basically is saying, don't ask me questions. Like, in case you hear me cheat, you hear that I'm cheating, I'm sleeping with someone, or you got to discover that there's a little boy or girl on social media that looks like me who happens to be my child, don't ask me questions. When you ask me questions, you would disrespect me, and this will steal or rob my peace away. So, these are three instances when he might be saying like, okay, respect, and also looking at it from the angle of peace. So for any Nigerian man, respect is peace. That is one angle. This involves you listening to him. Don't talk back. When you are angry, suck it up. Go to your room, cry. Later, I'll buy you something, hug you, you cook for me, and stuff. Because he is a man, and you have to do as he has said. Failure to do that, you are being rude and disrespectful. You will rob the relationship of every and any peace. Now, the truth is, the understanding of the term respect when you're dealing with Nigerian men, it differs amongst Nigerian men. So the big question is, what is the mindset or the ideology of respect with the Nigerian man you're with? Is this ideology for you to keep quiet, suck it up, don't talk when I'm talking? Or are you the Nigerian man who is okay with you expressing yourself? Both of you can do things together. But at the same time, you still find the line where you both show mutual respect. Or you're with one who feels because he's the man, respect comes from you. So you have these three concepts. So it depends who are you with. That's it. Okay, so another lady asks this question. I am recently in this situation. He has a wife and children back home who he sends money every month. I came to find out I cannot do it anymore. Wait, before you cannot do it anymore. Just wait before you go. So you didn't give me detail if you're married to him already or if he both of you are just in relationship, or maybe he married you first, or he married the Nigerian lady before you. So here's the thing: before you leave, are you married to him? If no, I will tell you what to do. If you're married to him, did he marry you first, or he married the Nigerian lady first? Now, here's the thing: if he married you first, I would not advise you to leave that relationship. Yes, sometimes it's a ploy to kick you out and then go and bring the one he's married. Leave the marriage, I beg your pardon. You stay there, frustrate his plan. That's what I'll tell you. Stay there and frustrate his plan. So long as he married you before that lady, stay there and frustrate his plan. That's one. Two, if he married a lady before you leave the marriage. It's not your husband. Leave. If you marry that lady before you leave that marriage, it's not your husband. That's what I'll tell you. And thirdly, if you are just in a relationship and you discover that he is married to a Nigerian woman back home, leave that relationship. He's married. Leave. Have nothing to do with him. Leave for your own peace and mental health. This is what I would say. I repeat, leave the man. However, if you are in this relationship and you've given so much to the relationship, and then the Nigerian man told you, "Oh, look, you discovered he's married." Well, before you leave, collect. Make sure you get what you what you spent, monetary wise and everything. Get it back. He lied, to you. And this is the same thing I say to women. When you meet a Nigerian man who tells you, like, oh, I am divorced, I just have kids. Yes, no big deal. They're in Nigeria, no big deal. I'm just sending their money. My advice to you from experience is always to run. Any Nigerian man you see in Nigeria, or anywhere, who's like, oh, I have kids in Nigeria, yes, we're divorced, I will tell you to run. Don't go one inch closer to that man. I speak from experience. I speak from experience. This is what I'll tell you. So if you find out this, please, so long as you're in a relationship, leave that man. If you marry the woman and before you uh leave that marriage, but if you married you before the woman, don't run. Stay there and frustrate him and that woman. You know, except he physically divorces you, then that's a different ballgame. This is from experience because a lot of them they try to frustrate you, so you see it on social media and like, oh no, I can't take it, and then you divorce him. Like, oh, I didn't want to divorce you, you divorced me, and then you talk physically frustrate him, and then he will understand that it's not good to go marry behind someone. Okay, the next question is, I am talking Nigerian man. He's so far very nice. He said he wants peace. I asked him, you dated many disrespect women so far? We're on the same page. I am Asian woman, by the way. Okay, maybe I should have read it in Asia. And we're both praying for a new bikini. Okay, so, well, I've said this again and I'll say this again. Any Nigerian man who meets you and he's just very particular about peace, you should be very careful. I'm not saying Nigerian men don't want peace. Peace is very good, but most times, when a Nigerian man is particular about peace, that Nigerian man is the problem. When you meet a Nigerian man who is mostly particular about peace, most times that Nigerian man is the problem. So what he tries to do is, first, he puts you in a situation where he becomes the victim from every relationship he had been in the past. The women he dated in the past, they were horrible, they were bad, they didn't respect him, they didn't give him peace, the women disrespected him. And you don't ask this question. So, with all these evil things, these Jezebelic women you dated, I mean, what was your fault in all of this? He had no fault. They were the problem. They didn't give him peace. So how is it possible that with all these women he dated, he had no fault? These women were just bad. They didn't give him peace. And this is where you need to be careful. Whenever you meet a Nigerian man who is very, very, very particular about how I want peace. Peace is important, but most of them are the problem. Basically, they just are trying to tell you, you will see things that would make you go struck. Your jaws will be open. Your mouth. When you see these things, don't talk, don't complain, don't nag. You will rub my peace when you do so. When you see them, don't talk, don't nag. When you talk, you nag. When you see these things, I will feel disrespected, and you will steal my peace. So most of them, basically, they just want to tell you, when you see me do crap, don't talk. When you talk, you will take my peace. So when you say Nigerian man who is very particular about peace, not all, but most of them are the problem. You just have to be very, 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 very careful. A lovely lady said, my fiance is 51 years old. I am 78 years old. That's about 26 years age gap. He's coming to America as the Prince of Zamunda. No, don't mind me. He's coming to America and we are getting married. We've been talking for 2 years. We're having a Islamic wedding. I'm going to marry at the courthouse and I am going to help him to become a citizen. Is Donald Trump aware of this? His mother and family have given us their blessing and I am fine with everything. Woo, hallelujah. Well, the problem I have with Western women is that a lot of you don't learn. And I'm sorry, what I would say may offend some of you, but I don't care. The highest you do is unfollow me. But I'll say it as it is. You don't feed me. So listen, a lot of you don't learn. You don't learn. And this is one of the reasons why we have all of this. Oh, Nigerian men are scammers, they are this, they are that. Now, listen, guys, listen to me. There are questions you need to start asking yourself. When you see this age gap, 51 years, 78 years old woman, when you see this age gap, 26 years, 27 years age gap, if I'm not mistaken, when you see this age gap, questions you need to ask. Why doesn't such happen in Nigeria, where you find a woman who is like 27, 26, 20 years older than the Nigerian man? Why is it hard to find such in Nigerian in Nigeria as a nation? We are over 220 million. Why is it hard to find such? And how did you get the blessings from his mother that most probably you should be age mate with, or maybe even older than, easily? And have you not learned that Nigerian men love to marry women that are younger? Have you not learned? So these are questions you need to ask yourself when you see all these things. Because I tell you for sure, if a Nigerian woman of that age goes to a Nigerian family to say he wants to marry a Nigerian man, 20 years, 15 years older, the family would chase her with broomstick, and every weapon available. They would chase her. You know, a lovely lady wrote an article, and these are some excerpts from this article she wrote. She said, in Senna climes, I would have easily considered the option of marrying a man my age. But in this region of the world that I currently live in, that is almost out of the equation. Marrying a man my age is an unrealistic expectation, especially if I want to get married early. And per social standard, early is the best time for women to get married. Early means in my early mid 20s. Recently, I was conversing with two friends about dating and marriage, and one of them, an older man, made some hot takes along the line of, you won't marry your mates even in the next 5 years. Your mates may not be ready, and as much as I wanted to argue the generality of this statement, I knew they were an inherent reality in Nigerian society. Now, look at the statistics. Christian men in Nigeria are 9.2 years older than their female partners on the average, while Muslim men are 13 years older than their female partner. Nigerian population is half Christian and half Muslim. And this is true. Muslim men even marry women way younger than even Christian men. Way younger than even Christian men. You know, the lady went on. She said, regardless, I decided to question this statement further, and I came up with three rationales for why the average Nigerian woman does not marry men her age. Nigerian women are having problem marrying men their age. You are 27 years old. You are giving us a good statement. Oh, we're happy with it. I'm going to marry. The first one is economic reason. Money is very important thing in life, and it's often more important in marriage. In climes like Nigeria, financial stability is not promised until your late 20s, if not your early 30s. Since young ladies are generally expected to marry in their early 20s, their safest financial bet is older men in their 30s or even 40s. Their male age mates would not be financially ready to cater for a marriage, as men are usually the primary breadwinners. It would be unreasonable to burden a struggling young man with such responsibility. In this case, I blame the economy for being so tough and almost impossible for young adults to reasonably survive in. So this takes that part where I asked you, why is it that you don't see older women getting married to younger Nigerian men? Why don't you see it? This answers this question. Next thing is maturity. Besides finance, this is another explanation for why younger ladies can hardly marry their male counterparts. Many guys in their 20s or even 30s are just not mentally ready to take on marriage or even commitment because no one taught them those from an early age. That's a fact. And then she said, perhaps if boys are taught marriageability as early as when it was pounded into girls' ears, they would be ready or at least interested in marriage by their 20s. Rather, young men in their 20s are usually encouraged to sow their wide oats. These days, they sow babies alongside the oats. So many men only come to terms with the actual demand of marriage in their late 20s or 30s. I did videos on that says if you're dating a Nigerian man in their 30s, the first thing you want to do is to check if he's married. That's the first thing. Not does he love me? The first thing you want to do is to check if he's married. And by then, I suppose their lady pairs would be worn out from waiting for them to catch up. And oh, the ladies will be considered old cargo by then. Why not marry a ready man rather than waiting for a wandering man? Take the term old cargo. Nigerian men love to marry young. Young. When you see a Nigerian man marrying a woman way older, that man is broke. He's broke. He's struggling to survive. Desperation has pushed him to marry you. Come into America. Why don't you marry him and move to Nigeria? Say, babe, I just had an epiphany. I want to marry you now and move down to Nigeria. Where you are, I will be. Where you live, I will live. Where you die, I will die. Your people will be my people. So, guys, listen, don't fall for this trick. Don't fall for it. If you're listening to me, you're a Western woman. Nigerian men love to marry young, fresh, young. I tell you, that's where they get the respect from, by the way. Okay, so finally, my good friend said, when he tells you he's divorced, make no mistake about it. They are married, period. Respectfully walk away. So this is just to put it for those of you who ask question, oh, I'm dating him, he's divorced and this. Well, he's divorced. The children are in Nigeria, the wife are in Nigeria. There's a strong chance, 90% chance they are married. They're still married. So maybe he just needs you to bring him there, get his paper, and then he comes, brings his family. Or he's in your country with you. Oh, his children are in Nigeria, they are divorced. There's a strong chance, 90% chance, he is married. So be guided. All right, guys, if you got questions, as always, write me on hometruth86 at gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.